The calves are bigger than your cows.
Yeah, look at it.
But more importantly, why I wanted you to come, especially the permanent secretaries, because the politicians have come here before, the members of parliament, the ministers, but I don't think the permanent secretaries have been here before, this area. Really, the message I want to insist is the issue of wealth creation in the homes. I really don't know how we shall continue to talk about this endlessly, and people just running around, wasting time, talking nonsense, and we just politely try to massage them, but doing nothing. Because if you deal with homestead incomes correctly, you have seen the infrastructure here is very bad. The road is impassable, it's not good. It is remote, very far. I'm glad we have been able to bring electricity because the electricity was not there, but now it has come. You heard how they were talking about the telephones. Now they have telephones. The other man said he could ring people in Tanzania. Then there is water. You heard there's something about some water. But otherwise, the infrastructure is not there. But when we started the campaign near Wakitura, because that's really where I did the work, to change the cattle keepers from traditional cattle keeping to commercial, semi-commercial. I did it mainly around Wakitura. So because these are the same fellows, they had that, oh, people in the Rushere area are getting money. So they would come, then they would copy. The only thing I did here was I gave a bull, a Frisian bull, from my farm, from Wakitura, to the father of the other boy whom they were saying he was chairman, the one who spoke. Just a bull. And when he came and the bulls, everybody copied. They did it on their own. The only thing was the example. So now, of course, they have moved, but they still have a long way. You can see these are potentially very rich people, but they are still underutilizing the land by the free range method. We are now trying to move them free range to the Nyakana model, where you don't do free range, you do intensive farming. If they do that, there will be, Uganda will totally change. There will be billionaires. So this is the message I want us to get. All these things you keep talking about, doing this one, really are off the point.
As we come to the conclusion of this remarkable retreat, I'm filled with a deep sense of gratitude and optimism. Over the past few days, we've been engaged in a meaningful discussions. We have shared valuable insights and crafted strategic plans that will guide our nation forward. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to you, Your Excellency Mzee, for your support, guidance, and presence at this retreat. This is invaluable and we are inspired by your dedication to serving our great nation. To you, honorable members of cabinet, permanent secretaries, your contributions have been instrumental in shaping the outcomes of this retreat. Your expertise, experience, and commitment to public service are the bedrock of our government success. The collaborative spirit you have demonstrated here is a testament to the strength of our administration.
Do appreciate the keynote address and guidance of His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Chairman of the National Resistance Movement, which centered on the fight against corruption, reflective of the mass approach to embracing the money economy, with emphasis on value addition, commercial agriculture, manufacturing and industry, services and ICT, and his call for all the public service leaders to be change agents and lead the work to socio-economic transformation through wealth creation by household. Committed to fulfilling the ideological aspirations of the national resistance movement and the country's agenda to socio-economic transformation, do hereby resolve under the sub-themes as follows. 1. Leadership. In line with the government's commitment to effective leadership to steer Uganda's socio-economic transformation agenda, it was resolved to 1. Work as one team, one dream. The three arms of government should always closely coordinate and work in harmony. Adopt and keep up to date with technology to enhance efficiency in service delivery. Create clear strategic goals that are citizen-centric and redirect all our efforts to achieve them. Institutionalize mentorship in government institutions. Enforce standards to ensure compliance and conduct regular induction programs before assumption of duty and refresher training courses for ministers and permanent secretaries to enhance leadership capacity. Mindset change, underscoring the relevance of civic competence in the development of a country, it was resolved to develop and promote a set of national values to drive socio-economic transformation of our country. Strengthen the succession planning regime through promotion of intergenerational mentoring in all institutions of government. Adopt an education system that instills a strong sense of patriotism at all levels and incorporate indigenous culture and traditional knowledge. Develop and implement a complementary communication strategy to effectively brand Uganda and make Uganda a preferred investment destination. 3. Relationship of ministers to ministers, ministers to permanent secretaries. Reaffirming the strong desire and commitment of the national resistance movement in upholding its ideology, ministers and permanent secretaries should have a clear understanding of the key tenets of the ideology: patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation. Your Excellency, we are going to change it. It's going to start now with socio-economic transformation, then have the other. This should always guide the policy formulation and implementation. Whereas the roles and responsibilities of some ministers have not been clearly delineated, it was resolved as follows. The cabinet minister is the political head of a ministry with overall supervision of the ministry, while the ministers of state have specified roles and functions that they take lead and should always work together as a team. Clear job roles and schedules of duties will be issued in consultation with HE the President. Make deliberate effort to strengthen the strategic vision of both ministers and permanent secretaries. Accelerate the use of technology to guide digital transformation and e-government. Enhance collaboration in building partnership and facilitate interministerial coordination. Demonstrate commitment to public service delivery, be citizen-centric, ethical, and accountable. Institutionalize meetings where they have been held in ad hoc manner and designate particular days for meeting among ministers in each ministry to facilitate information sharing, openness, and transparency. 4. Whole of government approach. Acknowledging the significance of the whole of government approach, it was resolved that government should in addition embrace the whole of nation approach, considering the changing demographics, technological advancement, multiplicity of client needs, complexity and interrelatedness of the challenges posed by a cross-generational way of doing business. Reorient the leaders to abandon the traditional leadership methods and embrace contemporary ways of doing business. Automate business processes, embrace and prioritize funding in artificial intelligence as an enabler, develop an artificial intelligence policy with a detailed implementation roadmap, develop a risk management strategy, and invest in building capacity of the users. Performance management. Underscoring the contribution of a robust performance management system in improving the development outcomes of our country, it was resolved to select a performance management system that resonates with the development needs of Uganda. Demonstrate political will. Government should make deliberate effort to invest in managing performance of public officers. Strengthen the reward and sanction regime. Harmonize pay in public service and invest in strengthening systems and institutions that are responsive to service delivery. Strengthen planning for better service delivery, taking into account the ruling party's position, among others. Right-size funding demand through improved prioritization and reflects the true development needs of Uganda and do away with undefined, unfunded priorities. Key performance indicators should be responsive to the key development outcomes to improve reporting on results. Enhance the role of the Office of the Prime Minister in coordination, monitoring, and evaluation of government performance. Harmonize terms and conditions of all persons working for government institutions, for the government of Uganda, that is ministries, departments, and agencies, in terms of the retirement age for public universities, government and donor-funded project staff, and provide for the latter to be recruited by the appropriate appointing authority, just like other persons working in the public service. Progressively increase wage allocation to address the critical manpower needs in local government. Maximize the potential of existing staff through optimal utilization. Reimaging the taxation and narrowing of the fiscal gap. Noting the significance of taxation as a source of government resources and the need for a balance between revenues and expenditure of government, it was resolved that there is need to develop a strategy for implementation of vertical and horizontal integration business model for the economy. Promote value addition to increase competitiveness of Ugandan products on the local and international market in order to increase revenue. For example, value intervention in the dairy industry is a clear manifestation that this strategic information can transform Uganda from subsistence to predominantly market economy. Simplify tax filing to motivate citizens to pay taxes voluntarily. Information on success stories on implementation of government projects and intervention should be widely disseminated to account for utilization of taxes to the public. Lower the cost of public expenditure. For example, redirect health service interventions from curative health care service to preventive health care service. Fast track rationalization of government agencies to reduce public expenditure, leverage on ICT to automate government systems and processes, and embrace artificial intelligence. Cabinet performance. Cognizant of the role of cabinet in determining and formulating and implementing the policy of government as provided for under the Constitution, the effectiveness and efficiency in conducting cabinet business is of paramount importance and was therefore resolved as follows. Cabinet members should observe cabinet rules in the conduct of cabinet business. Establishment of cabinet subcommittees should be considered by cabinet. Members should adhere to the official oath and the oath of secrecy. Technical officers accompanying ministers to cabinet should be at the minimum level of commissioner. Create a working room for technical persons who come to cabinet to support cabinet ministers. Cabinet files should be received before Friday. Cabinet secretary should not facilitate the movement of chits between members of cabinet and should embrace the use of technology to facilitate cabinet business. Meetings between the president and the minister will be organized at least once a year for each ministry.